WeatherWords is a production of The Reporter, Delaware County's leading news source.
Good day to everyone. At least right now, the rain has stopped. That's not to say we won't see it again this afternoon. But I'll tell you, since I spoke to you guys last, it's been cold, it's been windy, it's been wet. The month was a very strange thing. Okay, we are now May 1st. But in tallying up the month of April, you might remember all those wonderful 70s and 80s, and we broke a record at 86 one of those days. Well, when you tallied all that up and averaged it together, we ended up with a month 3 degrees above normal for every day. So even though last week we had a 23 and we had 28 and 32, you know what? More warm than cold. 3 degrees is a lot. Okay, it's 1 degree you sort of ignore. 2 degrees mean, hey, something happened. 3 degrees, that's a lot of difference over a month's time. Interestingly enough, believe it or not, in April we normally get 4.5 inches of snow. What did we have this year? A trace. That was it. And up until 3 days ago, we were behind 1.5 inches in rain. Well, as of this morning, as I'm talking to you, we are now 1.2 inches over for the entire month. So that tells you what's actually fallen out of the sky in the last 3 days. Last night's downpours produced 2.2 inches worth of rain. It isn't often I go out to my precipitation collector inside and find the water over the top of it. So you first have to measure the container inside, which is 2 inches, then pick up the whole thing and pour it into that container to find out that, guess what, there's another 0.2 on top of all of that. That's a lot of rain, and it's starting to crash off these hills. The noise you might be hearing right now is because the drainage in front of my barn, 3 days ago it was dry. Well, it certainly isn't anymore as of this morning. So all that rain is going down to our brooks, eventually ending up in our river. And I understand in some places there are already some flooding in fields and in low-lying areas. And we'll probably have that. I wish I could say it's going to dry up, but it's not really going to until maybe Thursday and Friday. We'll have to wait and see. If not, I'll have to bring a bunch of big bags and go get my grain, because you can't throw it in the back of the truck without it being covered. I mean, generally speaking, this week is going to be a mess. Let's put it that way. They did say come this weekend, it'll be back in the 60s and the sun will be out. I hope it's a little sooner than that. But right now, be prepared for mud. We've got it.
To subscribe or advertise, call 607-464-4009.